Welcome back to Spyro, Year of the Dragon. Last time, we finished up our cleanup of Evening Lake, and now there is only one region of the Forgotten Lands left to search. The Midnight Mountain.
Hello!
While I have
You
enough eggs
must
to
be
face off
Spyro.
against the sorceress,
A lot of people are
I'm going to
talking about
explore the
all the
world
things
first
you've done
and
for
put
them.
her in a situation
Do you think
that
you could
will
help
force
find
her
my
to take the
girlfriend
X-Men,
Tara?
even
She
if
went
she
off to raid
manages
the
to
tomb of the
defeat me in
stone
battle
golem.
or has a
I
trap
haven't seen
ready.
her since.
So let's get into the exploration with the first area here, Desert Ruin. Well, seeing as it's been a day since the big reveal of Sony's State of Play presentation, let's talk about my highlights then. Opening this showcase is a new title from Ember Lab Games, Kena, Scars of Cosmora. While the Kena games are third-person action-adventure titles where you conjure spirits using your staff to attack enemies, traverse the areas, and solve puzzles to collect the spirit companions known as the Rock, these creatures can also be used to even the odds with weapons in battle, while also helping you find places to meditate and upgrade them as need be. While the original title, Bridge of Spirits, has not made it go over to my side of the gaming console, i.e. it's not on the Switch, it is over on PC, but it's a little beefy for me to play and run on that. So, while Kena was bankrolled by Sheila, the game is self-published and is owned wholly by Ember Lab. And that's a good thing, because that's how it made its jump to the Xbox Series in 2024 and to PC. Gauntlet is still under a time exclusivity deal with Sony, but I expect the port just happened a few years later. However, I'm slightly annoyed at Sony for that this really nice Easter themed game of aesthetic is around, yet another project done by Sony Pictures Animation has been killed off. Some may remember that Sheila had been putting together her own little film for Spa. And that film, after 2 years of development, has been cancelled due to a lack of commercial viability. Really, Sony? After you just kind of gonna luck into success with K-pop Demon Hunters, and then you kind of just throw this aside, knowing that you have an Easter theme aesthetic that might actually work? And probably pissed away a good $50 million.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Trying to put together
I'm
this
just
film.
off for a bit of a walkabout right now. Sometimes you just
one
long for
step
the
forward
simple, old-fashioned
and one step
pleasures
back.
of yesteryear.
The modus
don't ya?
operandi of every big company in the best of times. Moving back over to the game here, we finally have a release date for Marvel Tokon Fighting Spirits. August 6th, and it will be coming to both PS5 and to PC. And the big reveal we saw today was uncanny. Welcome back, X-Men, because y'all been kind of locked away since Ultimate NBC 3, and it's been a good time to me. Joining the base roster game is, of course, our return. The big two, Storm and Wolverine, with Stephen Bloom coming back to reprise his role as Wolverine. He played him not in X-Men 97, but in both versus movies and Wolverine the X-Men. Personally, I feel the last good X-Men cartoon for a while. But we have two newcomers. First is Magic, the little sister of Colossus, and wielder of Dimension, similar in fashion to the Scarlet Witch, and her powers with Chaos. She uses these to create special discs that allow her to teleport and just keep track as it goes through the body. She's been in the books since 1975 and tends to pop in and out, not just with the X-Men, but also whenever they need to make a new character. They need someone to fill in, like for the New Mutants, as we last saw in the 2020 film. But still, I like her aesthetic. I like how she plays. But the real surprise I kind of like is Danger, a sentient AI version of the X-Men's training room, and probably the closest thing they have compared to Ultron or to the Vision. Well, particularly MCU version of Vision, not the original comics. Basically, Danger is a techno-mage, allowing her to control other machines, not just her own body, but also any other machine within her vicinity. And she uses that to shoot glass, rigging the glass with her hands, create holograms, fly at will, all the games. Ultimately, while she's at best a neutral character, she does work with the X-Men here and now, but gaining true sentience kind of let her to do horrible things to get her way, and that always keeps her on the periphery. But the X-Men's inclusion has now brought Fighting Spirit's roster up to 15 of its planned 20 characters upon release. After that 20 characters release, another 5 will be coming in as part of the season pass. Year 1 season pass. They're doing the same thing that Capcom does with Street Fighter 6. So right now, I'm really hoping that the following characters do make the jump. All 4 members of the Fantastic Four: Daredevil, the Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, Mr. Sinister, Mojo, the Living Laser, the Mandarin, MODOK, and if possible, bring in Black Panther. Just get him in for just to say we have him. As for first party studio, once again, no Intergalactic, no Ratchet and Clank, Ranger Romp. You got a multiplayer update for those of Yote, which is nice. And nothing was said about it. The Horizon's multiplayer game, that is well worth it. As this was nice, right now for Santa Monica They currently have 2 new projects set for God of War. The first is a 2D prequel called Sons of Sparta, developed by Mega Cat Studios. This game pretty much tells Kratos' early days in the Sparta army, alongside his brother Deimos.
Well, look at
and
you.
how the two of them use
Showing
various
up here to raid
trinkets from
the
the
tomb
Olympus
after
Pantheon
I've done all the work.
To carry out Spartan's
all
war.
day, pressing
setting up-
switches and shoving boxes
they always
around,
had
and
their
you
eye
just
on
waltz
him.
in here expecting to claim the treasure.
And the event of Ares,
Well, might as well
and
have
later
it. Only turned out to be a lousy egg
later
anyway.
Zeus, was inevitable. Sons of Sparta is currently out for the PS5, with no plans to make the jump to PC right now, but a small project from MegaCat and probably could just make the jump at some point. As for the developer behind it, MegaCat is primarily a distributor who does limited run physical releases for the Genesis and NES. Yes, similar in fashion to limited run games. Who does their own little extra stuff here and there. Once again, they're expanding out into actual game development, which is good. Moving back to Santa Monica itself, we have an early announced that they're going to be making the Glee games for the PS5. So 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, those who were looking for Ascension or the PSP games, you're gonna have to wait again. But here's hoping that they can probably re-implement that in the story, so we know that it's there, whether it be professionally, whether it just be mentioned, or have that be the DLC for the game. A la like Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns. But I have the feeling that by the time the game is shown in full, the PS6 will be common knowledge to the public, and it will end up being a cross-gen release. But we'll see in time. On the third-party front, we got the basic rollout from Capcom. Manta, Resident Evil 9, Onimusha, etc. But of course, no rumored Devil May Cry 6. Told y'all you're gonna have to wait. Probably not gonna be seeing that until TGS. Same with Mega Man Dual Analog. And well, Sega Atlas didn't even bother to show up at all. So, but the real, you know who held up the line? Well, it wasn't Square Enix, as they also were kind of off at all. No real rep. This is saying that everything's on sale again, or the announcement that they were gonna get.
I've been training my new pet Manta Ray to carry the latest technology super high-impact underwater missile launchers.
So it fell to Konami
and try
to
blasting
Tecmo
some
to hold the
sharks.
line. And both were in the mood to give it just that. Tecmo Koei officially announced that an upscaled port of Dead or Alive 6 last round is heading to all platforms except the Switch and mobile on June 25th. This is the biggest problem with the DOA 6. The free-to-play model where every bit of content was bid on dining to death. Yeah, you want a new character? You have to buy it. You want a new copy? You have to buy it. You want to get something? You have to buy it. Give us your money. And don't expect us to keep it, because if the game goes down, you lose it all. So while it is a shame that, once again, but this is probably your best chance we're going to get for that franchise to get back on the ground. But the same fashion that Virtua Fighter 5 is getting it from Sega. But that wasn't the only DOA project announced. 7 is officially in works. With Team Ninja. So, considering they're practically done with everything, Fatal Frame remake is done. Neo 3 is done. Ninja Gaiden 4 is done. That might as well be all hands on deck projects now. So I don't expect to see anything until 2023 at the earliest and 2029 at the latest. But one thing I genuinely hope is that Team Ninja steps it up in the story. The story of the DOA Tech versus the Mugen Tenchi clan is good in its own right, but it has been told very haphazardly. It can be better about this too. As for Konami, well, yeah, this revival wave had me ready for everything they have done to make their employees good and to make everyone around make themselves richer. First, we have Volume 2 of the Metal Gear Solid Switch collection, set to release for all platforms: Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. And for the first time, we see the return of an old friend, the grand finale of Guns of the Patriots, alongside Peace Walker and Ghost Pep. And I think we all know why this is important, as Guns of the Patriots was built with the PS3 in mind, and all of the complexity that came within its hardware. So much to the point that porting it over to anything else has just not happened until now. there is only one if ever there's a chance to show, get this game physically for your mantle, it is this version of NGS. And I hope to do just that. But on the sad side, no Revengeance, no portable ops. Oh, come on, man. They better be on there for Volume 3 alongside the Round Zeros and Phantom Pain. Because you don't really have an excuse anymore, unless you're gonna shove out
I am a vessel
one
without
and have
hinges,
the asset titles
lock
including on
or
that.
lid. Yet within my walls a golden treasure is hid.
Next,
What am
we
I?
had the Curveball. A new 2D Castlevania title from Evil Empire is coming our way. It is a direct sequel to Castlevania 3, and it's probably going to be a must-win situation at all costs. But because this is from the developers of Rogue Prince of Persia and the developers of Dead Cell, Belmont's Curse is looking to be just everything we need to kind of kick it up. As we know, it is following up of Castlevania 3, which was used for the first Netflix. And it would easily be the example to follow up on those to a new generation of fans. It's familiar with them, it's familiar with the long time, and it worked. The Belmont's Curse takes place in 1499 Paris. The demonic hordes of Dracula are making their way there to do what they do best: bring about a hell on Earth. One bishop, rather than trying to tie the point into a person I don't like, has decided the youth have good sense and called for the Belmonts to come in and deal with this. Specifically to Trevor Belmont. As such, both him and I'm assuming his new apprentice, possibly daughter, have come to Paris to deal with the problem, and will be playing as the apprentice all throughout the game on our own. This was got me thinking that this new Belmont is actually Sonya, the protagonist of Castlevania Legends, which is for the Game Boy, and someone who has more or less been treated as non-canon for a couple years now. But it also could be someone new to the clan. Guess we'll learn soon enough. As Belmont Curse, this is still set for release this year. But we cannot let this game fail. Not like Contra Operation Galuga. Finally, we had the big boy release of Silent Hill Townfall. Released this year, only for the PC and PS5. This new title, developed by Screenburn Interactive and co-published by follows Simon Ordell, a man who repeatedly finds himself waking up in the sea near the deserted island town to save him. While playing from a first-person perspective, this Townfall tries to break the combat needle that Silent Hill 3 and the room started with by using planks, pipes, and occasional firearms to deal with enemies, but you also can use stealth to run around them or hide as you need. You also have the CRT health device, which lets you track enemies or allies as need be, and detect their location. So all in all, you have the needle combat from the room on. First person perspective of the modern Resident Evil games, and the genuine mood of the Blooper Team remake of 2. I think this fresh coat of paint will be what could work. It has me interested, so I'll keep my eyes out on this project come Summer Game Fest or the Tokyo Game Show, whichever it shows up first. All in all, this was a beautiful plus for this state of play. But what did you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below, but please keep it civil down there. There's also one more thing that's brought up in the state of play that I just forgot to bring up. And that is the Rayman 30 years anniversary release. This collection is just of the original game, and every version of it that's been put out to the public. The original PlayStation, the 3DS, the Jaguar, even the and Game Boy Advance and its original prototype. All plopped together for about $40. Okay. This collection is currently available digitally, but a physical release will be coming later this year, courtesy of Atari. And I'm on the fence about getting it because it's either I don't really want to give Ubisoft money, how they do their own employees. But on the other hand, this is probably the best chance against a franchise like that to ever get another important game in release. Choices to make. But as you can see right now, we are well into the haunted tomb. That's how much it's haunted. This area, whole gimmick is basically just having these doors, these time doors that you can rush to, along with all in order to take down those coffins, you have to grab like grab one of these balls and just throw it at them. Agent 9 can also use them. But they're used in the same way. Enemies like that. Super flame power up. Stuff from Spyro 2, and that was a permanent. But then I just run around and just start laying into these enemies like nothing.
I see you've managed to survive the trials of the... I am a vessel without hinges, lock or lid.
Nah, I'ma get
Yet
this.
within my walls a golden
Damn.
treasure is hid. What am I? I am a...
You ever get to that point where you think Finox are just there, not because they're it, the X-Men, but they were probably just hired. safe spot. There's the Age of Dying section. And up there is another slide.
The first round of the annual demolition hovercraft competition
okay.
is
Got
about
it.
to begin. There is room for one more contestant, but you'll have to answer a riddle to qualify. You may now.
All right, you're ready.
You may. Got it. Gonna do a moonwalk? This one, there are 10 of them. I'm trying to see if I can line up one shot ready. One fodder on this section. Come on. Halfway points. That.
The bulk of them are on each of the little segments here. Because you think I can't see you, don't mean I can't hit you. Okay. Fodder is it here. think it's the other area where I've come too far to here. Yeah. Alright, and the last two are in that section there. But I gotta time this right. Yes.
One of those dogs with funny hats put a curse on me.
Got him.
Just because I shot him in the
Alright,
butt a
last
couple
one's
of
behind
times.
the cauldron. Bonk.
Behind this...
Right. We've gotten... There's only one egg left, and that's in the Agent 9 section. But before I go in, see if any of that fodder respawned, and no.
saw what I did to the other one. You would do done well, but you did. And with this, the haunted tomb.
Well, gosh darn it, Spyro! I came in here to check on my prisoner, only to find out he'd somehow got away again. Then when I came in to look around for clues, one of them rowdy dinosaurs went and locked me in. Now they're out there causing all sorts of trouble, and there's not a thing I can do about it. Well, I'll be. So that's how my prisoners keep escaping. Here, take this dinosaur egg away before it hatches and causes more trouble. I think it must have been the run of the litter, though. Jumping Jehoshaphat! That's the cutest looking dinosaur I ever did see.
Still here.
One of them dinosaurs threw an egg down this flooded mine shaft. I'd get it back for you, but I ain't such a strong swimmer. That was some...
Let's get that done.
The sheriff promised me I could be a deputy, so I'm off to help clear out all the dinosaurs.
If you just calm down for a second and stop all that whooping and hollering, I can tell you what's going on. The Bailey gang are holed up in them buildings over there. You're gonna have to just go in there and flush them out.
Alright, for our final section with Agent 9. I'm just gonna clear out the Rainbow the Bailey game. Whenever they show up. And we can't move out of the way, so because this one's a full rail shooter. Midnight Mountain. So next time, we take the fight to the sorcerers. Along with also clearing up the Crystal Islands, as you can see, I went through it, but I forgot to record. Until then, folks,